Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and start going through some charts. Usually I like to start reviewing late at night so that I can just kind of go to bed with the thoughts and plans that I have. Anyways, I usually write down my plan here on Evernote. And so we're going to take a look at, I'm going to go scroll down the watch list. Now, I've been meaning to do these videos, but I can't seem to get around because I'm always trying to, I guess I'm thinking too much into it. So I'm just going to wing it. And then as time goes by, you know, they should be getting better and better. So, because if I don't do it, I just won't start. So, anyways, taking a look at NBev, New Age Beverages. I always start with the daily chart, and if it's on a Friday, I will always look at the weekly charts, and at the end of the month I will always go back to as far as the monthly charts. Always look at the big picture. Larger time frames always dominate, so you always want to step back and take a look at where has you know, the big picture. So New Age Beverage, what I like to do is I like to draw the lines in what I call the lines in the sand. So we can take a look here. 7, right around here, 7 was a previous peak that it was able to break, so I'm gonna mark that. You know, this $7 area may be of significance in the future, and so I'm going to start by plotting that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom in, and I like to take a look at the 4-hour. I don't spend too much time on it. And we are here in the 1 hour. So again, another line in the sand here would be at 10. And as you can see, so I'm going to extend it to the right. In other words, extend it into the future. And now there's no bias for me at this point. This thing is actually squeezing. As you can see, there's a lot of stubborn shorts jumping on this thing. So you can see that it's up on a ramp, man. So anyways, let me. I usually like to be precise with these numbers, just so I can get the line in there, but support, resistance is never an exact number. It's usually an area. So now that I have this here, I also like to go back and remove the extended hours trading sessions. I'm going to zoom in on the 15th. Now I normally like to trade, I like to look for intraday swings or overnight holds using the 15-minute chart and the 5-minute, or even as low as the 2-minute for a day trade. But then I also like to take a look and see which moving averages are of significance. So as you can see, there's a reaction here at the 200. I'm going to remove this alert because it's no longer relevant. Actually, it never got alerted. I was waiting for that. But anyways, that's all hindsight. Another line in the sand I see here. It's 5. May or may not become relevant in the future. Here we got 6 or so. I'm gonna put that on there. So 5, 6, each whole number there's been reactions. So alright, let me take a look closer here. What do we have? Gap down, a final break. So you could see that number 5 has been quite significant. You can see a previous resistance. This is where pretty much buying dried up. Then we started trading over. We had a gap down, tried to come over, couldn't trade above it. Finally broke through and held. Also held at 20. The pink line here is a 20. This is the 50-day moving average, and this is the 200-day moving average. As you can see, it's trending along. Just have to see what it does tomorrow. I mean, I have no bias currently. 10 is going to be, as you can see, $10. We'll see what it opens up tomorrow, and then just continue to watch it. Let me move on to the next. I don't want to spend too much time on this. LEVB. I'll go back to the daily. This is another one that's going on watch. Evernote. So I'm gonna take a look at LEVB. Well, this is definitely a missed opportunity here. I usually like to buy these pullbacks near the 20 or 50. That's a nice catch right there. But 5 million shares, almost 6 million shares traded today. So we're gonna take a look. We're gonna put it on the watch list for tomorrow. See what it does. Let me see if it did anything after hours. Oh yes. Oh wow. This thing's ripped up. 739. So, well, just have to wait for the open. This could also become a monster like NBEV or IGC. I'm not sure. LEVB. Not sure what this company does, so I'm just gonna get acquainted with it. Let's take a look. This is a NASDAQ. Just to get an idea, I'm strictly technical, so I don't necessarily put too much weight on financials. I'm very short term. I'm usually in and out fairly quickly. A lot of day trading and some intraday swings and some overnight, but that's about it. So what do we have here? LEVB. Level brands, marketing. It's public offering. September 18. There's nothing current really. 4.5 million share float. I like to take a look at both of these sides just to get an idea of float is important. Statistics. All right, let's take a look. Float 6.18 million. Share short 2.4% short. Float. Okay, it's just a quick look here. This is in the marketing. All right. So I'm just gonna watch it tomorrow. It's pretty overextended. I'm gonna move on to the next here. What do we got? CBDS. This may be in play tomorrow. This is the OTC. 585, 575. Let me take a look at the. Yeah, this is a runner. So I'm gonna take a look and zoom in on the 1 hour. We have a nice trend here. Some lower highs, lower high, lower high, lower high. Yeah, I'm not sure why I did not watch this. It's a nice reaction here, the 200-day moving average. Nice crossover into MACD. I mean, that was a buy signal right there to at least start a position. I love buying these type of setups where they've ran up, they've come down, they push through the 20, and they start pulling back either towards the 20 or the 13 EMA. And as you see here, we have the nice push through. So I'm going to put this on watch. This could easily do 650 or so. Let's see, cannabis. This is the pot sector, so this is good. More than likely going to be in play tomorrow. We'll take a look. Alright, I'm going to zoom in now into the 15-minute chart. And as you can see, usually the 200 on the 15 becomes a either support, as you can see here. It may also become resistance. But you can see it became support in this area. You could argue there was a little bit of resistance there, but it's not too significant. So, but 6 is going to be the number to clear tomorrow. So, it's just a matter of putting it on watch and see what it does. I'd love to see a test and a slight pullback, possibly to the 580 area, 580-ish, and hold for continuation. So this one's going on the watch list. And I think that's about it. We'll monitor these in the morning. And on to the next one. I see NAF. Let me take a look. It's a hell of a trend right there. Take a look at the daily chart. Wow, it's pretty extended. But this is cannabis related. A little too extended for my taste. I'm not gonna necessarily put this one on watch. I don't like these very low priced, getting them up here at, you know, these kind of levels, because you never know when the rug pull comes in. But as you can see again, on that 200-day moving average is a very important one to watch, because more often than not it can become support or resistance. So it's usually a great indicator of a trend. Here is a pull to the 50. Here's your 180 reversal setup. This is a very, you know, when you have a complete a bear candle here, and it gets completely engulfed back up. The next candle closing 15 minutes. The buy would be, you could either take a startup position here on the 107 or clearing the last peak here at the 109 or 110 even. But off to the next one. Yuma traded this one today on the Robinhood account. This will be on watch. I sold it earlier. Had bought it early in the morning, around 36-ish. Put an order at 47.473, and so I got sold out on the spike. This is the baby oils along with CEI. That'll be on watch for tomorrow as well. Take a look at this daily chart. Yeah, you have the push from the 20, and we're coming in here. There's been a lot of interest on it, so you can see no biases right now. I gotta watch it what it does in the morning. SGMD, it's one stock I like for now. Pretty slow, pretty dormant. HLIX, I have this one on watch. Has not been able to trade above 140, so very thinly traded, only 17,000 shares today. No position, just watching it. One of these days it'll light up, and could happen soon as we head towards the end of the year. What I like to call pot season, I guess, for lack of a better word. So just a watch for now. CGRW, a lot of cannabis stocks are on watch here. This could start igniting here. I'm going to put an alert here. And not going to put it on the watch list for now, but let's see if, you know, I like this higher high. It's trading above the 20. You got a positive divergence here on the MACD. You know, could get going. It's shown to be a runner, so we'll maybe I'll put it on the watch list. Doesn't cost anything. An important thing to keep track of is TLRY, which seems to be leading the pack. So I'm not saying that this is the definitive stock that leads the whole sector, but it's definitely important, as you know, stocks like Crone can also have some effect on from TLRY. So Crone I had bought in yesterday. 115, sold a gap. Actually, I had first opportunity to sell. I missed because I usually like to sell. Again, here's the 200-day moving average near the 15, and usually more often than not can become resistance or support. So in this case, I had the opportunity to sell, but I didn't. I was distracted this morning. But as soon as I got my second pop, I sold out at 11.87. No questions asked. I was just out. Did have an order to did have a couple bids here at 11.21, but ended up canceling them. So we'll see what it does tomorrow. I like this. I like this situation here. We could start turning upwards, and do another crossover, a pop through the 20, possibly through VWAP, and then come in and test that 1130 area. Would be another viable pullback. It would be in a higher high. So it'll be on watch tomorrow as well. Looks like, for the looks of it, looks like the marijuana sector is going to be heating up tomorrow. So we'll see. Let's see, PDD. I like this chart. We'll see. Let's take a look at the daily. Yeah, it's you know, it's got a nice trend. It's just made a higher high. Let's take a look at the 1 hour time frame to see what. And here we are. We got that pop through the 20. Sideways consolidation. If this thing starts, if this 20 starts cashing, ideally this thing would continue trading sideways. Maybe it might have a pop here. Continue trading sideways. Meet the 20 for a viable signal. But it looks good. This is definitely going on top of my watch list. So PDD, what do we got? Line in the sand would be roughly 28. So I mean, you know, you could argue this is an ascendant triangle. Now there's always that possibility that there's a shakeout in the morning. So, you know, if it's on low volume type of drop, I mean, low 26s would be a good starter, a good spot to buy in. But we'll see. We need to see how it opens. Let me zoom in on the 5. We have another area here on the shorter time frame. 2780 seems to be a level where there is supply. Now, there's a possibility that a lot of people accumulated, you know, bought in late. You got some dip buyers that come in, this consolidation here, and you know, there will be some people, some traders that are trapped here. So what is happening is, can't find any buyers, above 2780, can't find buyers above 2780, tries to break above 2780, but you know, there's good odds that people that were trapped here began unloading as soon as they broke even, and we got this drop. But still, not enough selling. So needs to start finding some buyers above 2780 for some time. Needs to hold and then start testing. But definitely going to watch this. All right. LIBFF. We'll go back to the daily chart. All right, moving on to the next one. Let's see, what do we got at LIBFF? Liquid Leaf Holdings, cannabis. Hasn't done anything right now, but you never know. One of these. All right, moving on to the next one. Let's flying. See, what do we got at LIBFF? Oops, looks like I turned on. Take a look at this 15-minute. Yeah, it's very thin, 36,000. Gonna pass on that. LDSR. Pass on that. Mass Roots. Pass on that. Billy, China ADRs. Sitting right at resistance. I like to take a look at these ADRs, IQ, HUYA, SOGO, every day, just to, you know, they've had a hell of a run, and so, you know, you never know, they may start setting up again. That's insane, just non-stop. Let me grow. Showing some signs of bottoming out. Ideally, I was looking for a buy for near the low 130s, but let's see what it does here. I'm gonna set up a. Let's see. We got a line in the sand right here. $1.60. Not necessarily going to put this one on watch, but I will setting alert to see if this thing starts catching momentum. And then just going to move on to the next one. Let's see. Future Farm Technologies. Nope. Pass. Pixie. This one's giving very good trades. Seems to be battling with the $4 area. I've traded this several times on the spikes. Just back on the watch list. I'm gonna set up an alert, and that's about it. I just want to watch it. These spikes sell off very fast, so you know there's a chance that you know, you got a lot of people trapped here that have that are just looking to unload as soon as this thing starts popping. So it makes it a lot harder for a stock to rally in some cases. I mean, there's huge volume here, so you know people bought up here, you know people bought over 5, and there's some of them sold at a loss, and there are some that are stuck, and you know, that's usually what creates resistance. Is, you know, you have a lot of traders. I mean, if you've ever been in a trade and you know, you've been on a loss, you held through it, and then as soon as it got to break even, you got out. This is exactly what could happen here, you know what I mean? So you have a lot of traders stuck, and you can see it try to peek through, but it sold right off. Try to peek through, no buyers. Not enough buying, just too much, you know, selling. But it's also constricting, so let me take a look at the short interest on this. This thing can squeeze. You know, it could also start getting loaded with shorts, and you know, it could start squeezing. So just a quick look, just a refresher to see what the share float on this. So the share float is a very small, 4.33, and short float is 13%. So it's a little high. So it's gonna go back on the watch list. Actually, no, I'm just gonna set up an alert and then see what it does from there. CALA, slow mover. Would like to see this kind of come down, have the 20 catch up. So let me set up an alert, and I'm just gonna move on to the next one. Overstock, DCIX. Shippers may start getting some traction. I'm not buying it though here on DCIX. This thing likes to fake out. So, but it is still on watch. ULS, Face Energy. Took a couple of trades on this one. At I can't remember on this, but this is just going on watch. I got a lot of alerts here that I need to clean up. This is a good trader. This is a very good stock. I mean, it's in a current uptrend. So it's a good trading stock. User friendly, for lack of a better word. Let's see, WTI. I don't like buying them up here, so I'll just wait for that to set up. MYO, not much there. It is a runner, so one of these days it'll wake up. KSHB. Wouldn't doubt this has a chrome type of move at some point. May C7. I'm gonna set an alert here. Daily chart looks great. Chrome we already took a look at. AMD, I like to watch this stock. It's given a lot of good trades. Have not traded it recently, but Aurora Cannabis, a fan favorite. Let's take a look at this shorter time frame. Hourly. It's in an uptrend. I mean, it can get choppy. No bias here for now. It's holding well. Got the sideways consolidation. May not be a bad pickup at 950. I'm gonna put an alert here. What do we got? CHK. Go back to the daily. Energy stocks, you know, are catching some traction. It's a very slow mover, not enough range for me. SOGO. Looking for a possible bottom here. We got one, you could argue 3 bottoms here so far. Nothing there yet. Would like to see a strong bull bar through the 20. Strong bull bar, maybe even stop here and start fading slowly. Let this 20 cross over and catch up. With a test back to 8 would be ideal for an entry, but it needs to show a bull bar, something like this. See, you have a bull bar, then you got some consolidation back to the 20. Bam, bull bar. Pull back to the 13. The 20 and the 13 have been my bread and butter, but the stock needs to be either bottoming out as such. See, you have your first support, then you got your higher high, or higher low. It depends on which way you want to look at it, but yeah, we'd like to see a scenario like that. So nothing there. Maybe an alert here, just in case it just pops. But let's see what else we got. CGC, kind of big growth. A lot of marijuana stocks. This thing has that look like it's gonna roll over. It's kind of momentum. It's kind of dying out. Just take a look at the hourly chart. That's right, sitting right at that 200. No bias. I mean, this thing could start rolling over, but then again, it's been done it before. Rips back up. Rolls over, rips back up. So, you know, this could start could start having that look like it's gonna roll over, trap a lot of shorts, and then zoom. You know, it depends how hot the sector is. So, just to watch for now. Let's see what. Let me take a look at the losers from today. Oh, here's another good one that may run in sympathy, or actually is running sympathy from NBEV. So this is David's T. This had a huge red candle. You had a pop, pull back, and after hours it started ripping today. So this is definitely more than likely going to be in play. We'll see. It either goes in play or it does what it did last time. It ran after hours and then it just kind of faded back. So we'll see. No buys on it yet. I took a position on it right at the close at what was my average? It was 258 on a small Robinhood account that I'm trading. Did not take it on my minute count, but we'll see what it opens up at tomorrow. Let's see, Tandem. Stock has been running for quite a while. No real bias. Has that look like it's going to roll over, but it's just a watch for me. I don't necessarily trade at it. I was trading it back when it was 2 or 3. Of course, hindsight is a motherfucker. I mean, you got $2, now it's all the way up in the 40s. So let's see, anything worth looking at here in the loser section. HUYA. It's on watch for now. Took a position right around what do we got? I started accumulating a position. I believe I have a 2280 average or so. But looking at it now, I mean, I should have been a little bit, but it should have been a little bit more patient on it because it just broke support. So we'll see what it does tomorrow. This is definitely not a long for now. But in some cases, I like to accumulate small amounts as it drops, because you know, I just like to build positions sometimes. But this is not necessarily a trade that I normally would do. So if anything, I'm going to categorize this in one of my bad trades because I don't know why I picked it up here. I think I picked it up at support and got distracted, but such a small position, I'm just kind of like being very relaxed with it. So moving on to the next one. What do we got here? Triple D, nothing there. MYSC. You know, I'm looking at this chart, man. This thing could you never know, this could end up being a big chart, but for now, nothing there. VJ, not enough volume. SPWR, took a small position here on the 20 SMA at around 714 with room to add down to the 670 area. You know, when it likes to sell off, SPWR sells off. I mean, it sells off. So, but it also gives some really nice bounces. So I think that's about it for the night. Anyways, these videos, I mean, like I said, I'm not pro at YouTube or anything like that, but the goal here is to help some new traders out, especially if you've been struggling. If you're just not getting it, if you're not getting over that edge, just feel free to send me, ask a question, and I'll make a video about it. If you think you might have learned anything, just subscribe, and I'll start making these videos every night. All right, and have a good night.